applying for jobs in 2025? If you're not adapting to AI-driven hiring systems, you're already at a disadvantage. But here's the catch. Most job seekers don't understand how AI and ATS filters really work, and it's costing them real opportunities. In this video, I'll break down the hiring funnel, what actually happens to your resume after you hit submit, and show you my 3-part framework to master it. You'll learn how to optimize your resume for AI, build a strong online presence, and ace AI-driven interviews so you can stand out to real recruiters and hiring managers. And because I want you to take control of your job search, I have an exclusive invitation to join me and other ambitious professionals in World-Class Career Academy, my premium job search and career coaching program designed to help you secure interviews and land life-changing job offers. So stick around to learn more. Hey, I'm Heather Austin, a university professor turned entrepreneur, and I help job seekers land their dream roles with simple, proven strategies that actually work. I go live on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern right here on this channel with free job search and career trainings. So make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a session. If you're ready to take your job search to the next level, let's jump right in. Let's dive into what the reality of AI looks like in 2025 job seeker. In general, here's what we have when we are looking at going into the job market. And I know a lot of you had reached out today and said, hey, I haven't looked for a job in 10 or 15 years. I just recently got laid off, or I know I'm getting laid off. Here's kind of like a general idea that I want you to keep in mind when we look at the hiring funnel. Now, AI is being used in every single step of this process by at least 99% of Fortune 500 companies, right? Most companies in some capacity are using AI in the hiring process. So it starts with sourcing, right? So this is where the company wants to create a really great job description. They're going to advertise. They're going to try and create a set of candidates, a really strong set of candidates based on skills, titles, and experience, right? After the sourcing comes in, it goes to the screening process, right? So this is where you have even more algorithms that are going to narrow down the selection of what candidates they have. Now, we could have 100 candidates, let's say, enter this hiring funnel, and really at the end of the day, only one person's going to get that position. Maybe 2 or 3 are going to be considered even at the very end. So this is where, as a job seeker, you need to be making smart decisions all the way from the beginning if you want to get to the end of the hiring funnel. Now, when it comes to the interviewing process, I want you to keep in mind as well that this is kind of where they're still vetting you, right? And you might go through an AI chatbot to start with. You might end up with like a higher view interview where it's you and just you on the screen, and there's a bunch of questions and you have to answer them. And then you might even make it through into an in-person interview. And then finally, toward the end of that, we have our selection process, which again is that final round. Now, again, it might only be 2 candidates at the end. It might be 3 candidates at the end. And then this is where the company's doing the background checks. They're doing the offer. They're kind of seeing which candidate is going to be the best fit out of these 1 or 2 or 3 candidates, right? So our number one goal for you is to make it through this hiring funnel. So I'm going to share with you 3 things. And you guys know that I love frameworks, right? So I'm going to share with you 3 things that will help you combat this AI-driven hiring system that we're all in and make it through the end of the funnel. So 3-part framework to master this funnel. The very first thing, and you guys know I'm always going to mention this, is to optimize your resume. It has to be tailored for every single job you apply for. You have to incorporate those ATS-friendly keywords directly from the job description. I say this every single time I do a live stream. Anytime I talk about resumes, it has to be tailored. You have to use a clean, simple format. I'm going to show you guys an example of what to do and what not to do in just a second. You have to highlight your quantifiable achievements, right? So again, this is what are the results that you've achieved for another company or in your previous position? What impact have you made? Have you cut costs? Have you increased productivity? Have you increased revenue? Have you decreased expenses? Whatever that is, we need to highlight those quantifiable achievements. Now, the second part to this is pretty simple. You guys optimize your resumes, number 1. The second part is to strengthen your online presence. And again, this comes back to LinkedIn. Now, we did a whole entire 3-part LinkedIn mini series a couple weeks back. By the way, for all of my Career Academy members, you guys have access to that mini series inside of your online course library. But when we talk about strengthening your online presence, This is really networking to land those interviews. Optimizing your LinkedIn profile with an engaging headline, a keyword-rich summary, strong recommendations. If you guys remember back to the LinkedIn series that we did, we talked all about all of that in a lot of detail. The other part to this is actively engaging with industry professionals. So others in your field, it could be key decision makers, it could be potential coworkers, it could be managers, it could be supervisors, whoever it is that works in your field. That's part of strengthening your online presence. So the other part to strengthening your online process is using employee referrals. Last week, I met with my Academy members and we talked a lot about referrals, right? We talked a lot about how important those referrals are and the percentage of employees or job seekers or professionals that actually land the job if they have a referral. So that's the second part to this framework. Third part to this framework is master AI-driven interviewing. So let me know in the chat if AI interviewing scares the crap out of you. I remember when I had my very first, and this was probably like 8, 9, 10 years ago, I had my very first interview using HireVue. I was interviewing for a teaching position at a local university, and they wanted me to do a HireVue interview. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this? And I had to position my face on the screen. They popped up questions and I was like, oh, and it had a timer. And I'm like, this sucks so bad. I ended up getting the job. I don't know how, because my interview skills were terrible. I was so taken off guard. They do let you practice, but I was still like, this sucks. Like, is there a person I can talk to? Can I just please talk to a person, right? But here's the thing. In this day and age, you guys have to perfect talking to a camera by yourself and talking about yourself, right? So that's part of making it through the hiring funnel. Now, if you're serious about optimizing your resume for AI, building a standout online presence, and mastering AI-driven interviews, then I want to personally invite you to join me inside World Class Career Academy, my premium job search and career coaching program designed to help you secure interviews and land life-changing job offers. Let me introduce you to Scott, an Academy member who went from countless applications and little to no response to applying for just 3 positions, landing interviews with 2, and receiving an incredible job offer from the 3rd with a 30% salary increase and a 15% annual bonus. And meet Daniela, who applied to 5 roles on a Saturday and by Monday at lunchtime had 6 interview requests and landed 2 amazing job offers. When you join the Academy today, you'll get instant access to the full in-depth curriculum, career-boosting bonuses, and the Career Experts template and example vault, packed with plug-and-play resources for every part of your job search. You'll also enjoy lifetime access, the latest in AI job search strategies, and of course, affordable payment plans to give you more flexibility. Just click the link in the description or in the show notes to learn more and take the next step toward your dream career. Now, quick question before you go. What's your biggest job search challenge right now? Drop it in the comments or DM me on LinkedIn. I would love to hear from you and help you however I can. And if this episode helped you, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and if you're listening on the podcast, I would be grateful if you would rate and review. It helps more job seekers find content just like this. So thanks for spending time with me today, and I'll see you in the next one.